training program is going to help facilitate the shortage in skills and bridge the gap, filling the void that we have in Trinidad. As you may be aware, shipyard requires highly skilled workforce, and we are lacking in many ways. This is one of the reasons why it was so important to do pre-employment screening prior to the start of the project so that we can gauge where we are in terms of manpower and what is needed. The training program will come in to bridge that gap. We are going to be able to bring semi-skilled people up to the level. Those who wish to acquire new skills may do so. And those who wish to become multi-skilled may also do so. So we look forward to that rolling out. We are attempting to offer training in strategic location to ease the burden of travel long distance to acquire these skills. So we're looking at North, Central, and South. Particularly, we want the library people to benefit. So we want to do one in the library area. But we've engaged not just the government, but even our private business stakeholders. And we are working on facilities to offer that training. And we're nearing some decisions at this point. In the same vein as getting ahead of the curve and hitting the ground running, we have embarked on registration and inspection of privately owned vehicles within the transportation industry. We have discovered that persons from all areas of the country are interested in becoming employed during the construction phase. And as such, we want to employ these private taxis and private vehicle owners to transport workers from those locations to other strategic locations and eventually to the Brea Shipyard where they will be working and on the way back home. There's a host of benefits for the library people to the shipyard. Employment is the easiest one, of course, and the acquisition of skills for the library people, especially the youth, the development of the library community, because we are engaging stakeholders as well in developing library and environs so that when the crew of these vessels come into our port, they don't have to just take a taxi and go to Port of Spain or elsewhere. It would have places in library that they can enjoy, as well as the local community from the wider Trinidad area can come and enjoy library and some of the facilities. So we are looking at how we can assist in the development of those areas. Just simply, the library people who own property in that area, the property value will go up. That's an enormous benefit to the people in library. And if they use it wisely and leverage it well, they can be part of the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. There's a nominal registration fee of $200 that helps underwrite the expense of acquiring your work ID and the process of the administrative costs. It's quite nominal and it's understandable in the industry. Post 911 in the United States, when immediately in the aftermath of the 911 disaster, that ID to work on the port or the airport was like $175 that I paid for mine. It's a small amount comparing the cost. I think the US cost now is approximately $250. So we're still way less than them. In terms of the skills that we're going to teach, Oh, there are so many. We have the capability to teach more than 130 different skill sets. However, what we are focusing on are two things: the needs of the shipyard as well as the needs of the people. We are going to be serving you shortly via email to ascertain the areas that interest you so that we can offer those areas. But it's also going to be in tandem with what is needed at the shipyard. So we're going to be doing the best of both worlds. We want to satisfy the people, and we want to satisfy the need of the shipyard project as well. A few are doubtful, and there are some mischief makers speaking negatively about this project. But I remain excited about it. I am convinced. I applied like everyone else did back in August or so, and I was immediately hired because of my skill sets. On a construction project, especially one of this magnitude, we must remember that people are going to be employed in stages. My skill sets allow me to be on board at this time. However, let's say you're a roofer or a painter. This wouldn't be the time you would be called. So as the project ramps up in its intensity, so too will you be called. So I will appeal to their sense of patience and ask them, to have some patience. I know it's tough due to the pandemic, and globally we're in an economic downturn because of it. But I see this happening soon, and I look forward to it. I think we're going to be a part of something very special. And in addition to working and being able to support a family or yourself, to be a part of something this great for such a lovely country is like the icing on the cake for me. I have been asked quite a bit about the cost. Now, the cost of this would vary. And I want you to understand that, for example, there are some courses that require material more than others. So, we have to get plates for the welders to weld. We have to get, the gadgets, the switches, the circuits, the wiring for the electrician, the tubing that they're going to bend. So various craft require different things. So it depends on which craft you are interested in. The price is going to vary. However, textbooks are available. We're going to work out, something to provide textbooks for you guys. And we're going to try to do it as low cost as possible. And, this program, I assure you, you're going to enjoy. It's going to be very beneficial, and it's going to be accepted widely. More than 128 countries worldwide accept the credentials from this program. It's stored in a database. Your certificates come from the United States, and it comes with a wallet card, and employers, especially the US-based employers, are going to look at you differently, and you're going to be a favorable hire. Someone with the same skill that doesn't have your certification, you will get the nod and perhaps even higher pay. All the major companies in America, the Bechtel, the Kellogg's Brown and Root, GE Merit, the largest construction companies, they all accept it. In fact, they funded the program in its inception. They pooled the money to develop it. They just wanted to standardize the curriculum and the jargon in the industry after recognizing that they all pool employees from the same source. And, you want everybody to refer to things by the same name and have a similar procedure in which they operate, and that has worked well. There are several reasons why SRDC needs to pre-register people at this time, and it gives us an insight of the available manpower and the skill levels. It also tells us where there's a gap that needs to be filled. That's going to work hand in hand with us determining the training that's needed. What we are hopeful for, and I'm proud to be a part of an organization as SRDC who are determined to make this project be supplied with local labor as much as possible rather than foreign workers. I'm proud of that. I subscribe to that wholeheartedly. And it gives us an opportunity to determine what the manpower request would be and what the shortages are. And it gives us the ability in short order to train those who can come up, with some experience rather quickly, as well as to provide for the younger ones who will have a future in this, because the shipyard is going to be here to stay. The rates of pay, a lot of persons been asking about that, but I'm going to say this, it varies. If we hire a nurse, her pay is going to be different from, that of a welder or a plumber or a painter. So your rate would be determined by your skill set and your experience. It's also going to be determined by who you work for, a foreign contractor versus a local contractor, or even contractor A versus contractor B. We expect that, your wages are going to be competitive. So more than likely you would be at the higher end of the pay scale in those crafts, in competitive industries. We don't have a concrete start date. I couldn't tell you, March 25th. What I can say is confidential negotiations, for lack of a better word, or meetings with my superiors and the investors are ongoing, and when married to the government's initiative on this project, and I think the pandemic has a part to play. When all those factors are ironed out, I can see a start to this project. And with the increased amount of meetings I see with my higher-ups, I am encouraged to believe that it's in the near future, very near future. Guyanese and Suriname has become major players in the oil and gas sector in recent times. And that is so beneficial to us because of the maritime constraints, the bottleneck that they have, getting stuff in and out of there. They are going to be reliant on us as the nearest destination for some of the larger vessels. And that is going to sweeten the pot a little bit in layman's term. That brings added revenue, much more so than what the LNG tankers that the developers were initially looking at that made this project viable. The Guyana and Suriname experience brings more viability to this project. So, we're happy for the Guyanese people, the Surinamese people, and, we're happy to help them out in that regard as well because of our natural resource and natural shipping channels, etc. This project is not new. It's been on the agenda for approximately 12 years. from the embryonic stages to the pre-construction phase, which we know Mr. DeGans has been assiduously at the wheel and focused. And, you know, I'm proud and I'm happy for him to see that this is about to bear fruit, and Trinidad and Tobago and, you know, many people in its population are going to benefit. On the lower end, in the construction phase, we are talking about 3,500 persons. That is 3,500 families that are going to be benefiting. And when those persons earn a good income, a sustainable income, they then purchase from other people, and that spreads out in the community. Versus, you know, someone coming in here and bringing in their staff and shipping all that revenue out of the country. You know, I'm proud that that is his vision, and he's working assiduously on it. Like I said, to support an initiative like this, you know, I'm elated. Okay, SRDC is the developer of the Brea Shipyard project. The brainchild of SRDC is the Brea Shipyard project, and I like to refer to it as the Brea Marine City. I don't know if they would take my advice and call it that. However, you know, it's going to brighten up that area immensely. And the folks of Brea are going to have to supply a lot for the staff during the construction phase, as well as the operational phases. So for the next 100 years, expect to see the Brea people supplying the demand for goods and service of that shipyard. And, you know, it's at the beginning. It's only going to grow and be more viable. And, you know, I'm proud. I'm really proud. I wasn't born in Brea, but my roots, my mom was, and so were her siblings. So, you know, I am proud to see that, you know, the son of a woman from Chinese village, you know, after living abroad for so many years, coming back to build that area with my very hands and what little intellect I have. I'm so thankful for the opportunity.